Here we have Martina putting money into an account that pays this percent interest, compounded semi-annually. So as soon as I see this word compounded, I know it's either this or this. And since it doesn't specifically say compounded continuously, I know I'm using this formula. And just to point out, this formula is very much like this formula. It's just we have this extra n in here. And how to get that n value? This n represents how many times in a year the interest will be applied, or the interest will be compounded. So for a word like semi-annually, how many times a year do you think that's going to happen then? Semi-annually means twice per year. So that means our n value is going to be 2. Other words you might see, just as while on the topic, is maybe it's compounded quarterly. Well, if it said compounded quarterly, then you might guess that n equals 4, and you'd be correct. Sometimes it might say the interest is compounded monthly. If it's compounded monthly, then how many times per year is that going to be applied? That would be 12 times per year. So if it tells you it's compounded and it gives you some kind of word, semi-annually, monthly, quarterly, then you pick the appropriate value for n and plug it in. Everything else is the same. This is the beginning amount. This is the rate as a decimal. This is the time in years. And so for this particular problem, since this is what Martina deposited, we know that 4,000 will go in place of P. 1 plus this written as a decimal is 0.054 divided by 2, because we'll apply half of it for half of the year and the other half at the end of the year. For how many years? 7 years, and then times 2. So we're going to take all this information, plop it in the calculator, and get an answer to pop out. So she'll have the $4,000 she put in times 1 plus 0.054 split into 2 equal pieces, and then I'm just going to go straight to the 14th power. I'm not going to go ahead and I'm going to do 7 times 2 in my head. I think you guys should do that kind of stuff too. If you don't do that, make sure that you definitely have both the 7 and 2 up in the power. So once all is said and done, Martina will have $5,808.26. $5,808.26. And now I got to be a little bit careful to make sure that they didn't ask how much money she made. They asked, how much does she have in the account? That's how much she has in the account at the end of 7 years. So again, it's just a matter of plugging the correct value in for the correct letter and using your calculator correctly. As you guys do more and more of these problems, they might have you solve for R sometimes or T sometimes, but they'll always tell you all but one of these variables, and you'll have to solve for what's left using skills you learned in previous sections. Good luck.